You're on.
Welcome back to the Trenchgrenade channel, guys. My name is Trenchgrenade, the talking ball of lava that your mom said that we have at home. Today we're going to be talking about the internet's favorite video, and that is 1911s. Okay, we have out here an old Colt 1911 Series 80. It's one of my freaking battle buddies from work. It's a gun. Obviously, he's a 1911 dude. I am not. And today we're going to talk about some of the merits. We've been running a ton of drills with my Shadow Systems MR920, which is basically a Glock 19. Okay, and we've been running a lot of drills with this freaking Colt 1911. Guys, there's going to be some haters. Before we get going too far into this video, the Discord is live. The Patreon is live. Those are your things. You want to stay up late, talk about guns, girls, whatever you're freaking into, check out the freaking Discord. Patreon is the only source of funding for this channel. And as I'm doing the intro, I'm noticing that the tritium insert for this 1911 has walked out. So that is just... Can that happen with any weapon? Yes, but I'm just noticing as we're getting started with the intro that that's already an issue. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons of the 1911 and the pros and cons of the Glock. First and foremost is going to be magazines, okay? A lot of these old GI mags, some of them work, some of them don't. Yes, there's Wilson Combat, but magazine capacity is going to be the first thing when talking about a standard 1911 versus your standard Glock or semi-automatic magazine-fed striker-fired handgun. You're going to have a lot more capacity, typically speaking, with that freaking type of weapon as opposed to the 1911. Additionally, weight. The 1911 is typically going to be a lot heavier. Even if you get a polymer frame or some of these lighter ones, they're still going to be heavier than your standard Glock. But before we talk too much, guys, we're going to go ahead and run this drill, and then we'll keep talking throughout the day. And this safety is extremely stiff. We've been working around it all day. All right. All right. Well, not the best. We'll say that first and foremost. I'm going to unload this weapon while we freaking do this. All right, so we got one Charlie. Oof, one Delta. Wait, was that my headshot? That's a no-go. That's a no-go. Automatic no-go right there. And I wasn't used. Could you tell I wasn't used to the recoil?
Yeah.
Okay, one Charlie. One Charlie, one Delta. Not good. And then two Charlie. God, I am not good with the 1911. I can tell you that right now. All right, let's run it again real quick. Dude, that was rough. That was rough. All right, let's do it again. Man, the very first round, I was like, oh, yes, I'm not shooting 45. Okay. The safety is kind of loosening up.
Yeah, I think it's just, I haven't fired that many rounds off. So
Yeah.
it just probably hasn't used it very much.
Yeah. Are you already recording?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Awesome. All right, here we go. Those felt better already, though. Okay. I'm already getting a little bit more used to the gun. That was in a 11.95. Yeah. One Alpha, one Charlie. That was a little bit better. Two Alpha. I'm riding the safety with my my thumb. One Alpha. Where's the other round? I don't know. I'm just gonna say miss, to be fair. An A, 11.95. All right, let's do it again. Not the best, especially compared to the Glock. I'm not even gonna war game it. I'm just gonna reload as I go. All right, here we go. Slowest reload. known to man. Okay, I don't know where that headshot went, but it felt really good. That's the sad part. Charlie. Man, and it felt good too. I don't know. Called a miss. Charlie. Charlie. To Charlie. Trash. Alpha. Alpha. To Alpha. 15-19 no-go. Okay, let's go back and load some mags. We can cut. Okay, we're going to be directly comparing the Glock or basically semi-automatic striker-fired guns. So Glock, 6, M&P, Canic, stuff like that. We're going to be directly comparing those types of guns to the 1911. This is a Colt 1911 Series 80, so it's going to be your 90s version. This is my buddy's gun from deployment. Okay, so it's all tricked out with his unit stuff, which is awesome. The Army does cool stuff like that. Every time you come back from a place, I've seen M1 carbines given out, and I've seen 1911. So that's a cool thing. So that's going to lead us into the first major issue I have. A lot of guys buy this because they say the old phrase, 2 world wars, or they all fall to 45 ball, and all the old sayings that we've all heard growing up. Here's the thing, guys. If you're getting into a defensive gun because of history, that's cool, but I think you're misled, because this gun is about twice as heavy as a standard striker-fired handgun, carries half the amount of ammo, and has a manual safety and a grip safety. Here's the problem. If you're in a defensive situation, the last fucking thing you want is to have to be disabling all kinds of stuff. Now, I can already hear people in the comments, Trench, that's a training issue. Okay, maybe. Maybe that's a training issue with the lowest common denominator dying because they don't know how to disengage in manual safety. Well, let's think about this. The average shooter, I'm not talking about the CAG guys, SF, whatever. I'm talking about the average shooter goes to the range maybe once or twice a year. They stand there and they do 1 round per second slow fire at a target. That is not what I'm talking about, okay? And that average shooter, they're not going to be able, in a stressful situation, to remember to disengage that manual safety. So that is a huge major con for me for a defensive handgun, is any extra safety is just not needed, okay? The weight thing is a huge issue for me. You're carrying this thing day in, day out. I know I'm going to get some commando in the comments saying I carry my 1911 every day, either 4 o'clock or freaking appendix. Listen, hero, I know you don't. You know you don't. That's fine. But just realize there are guns available out there that carry twice as many rounds, and they're half the weight, okay? So that's another huge issue. Another issue is reliability, okay? And I know everyone's going to freak out, but if you shoot 5,000 rounds out of a modern Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 or something like that, and you shoot 5,000 rounds out of this gun, you're going to have more malfunctions with this gun, okay, than you will with a freaking Smith & Wesson or a Glock or whatever, okay, over time. So that is another huge thing, is reliability. These guns are, when they start to get fouled up and they start to get clunky, okay, you can even see on this, we've only shot a couple hundred rounds today, and it's already getting all kinds of freaking fouling on the weapon. You can see up on that barrel, it's getting all kinds of issues. So these weapons will malfunction more frequently and will require more maintenance than a Glock style weapon to keep running. So that's another major issue. Everyone relax, freaking take a deep breath. All right. This is just my opinions. I have owned 3 to 4 that I can remember off the top of my head. I've owned 1911s throughout my life, and they always end up getting sold. Yes, are they fun to shoot out on the range? Cool. But it's hard to maintain them because you have to maintain them more frequently. And if you're an actual shooter, not a collector, you're going to find that maintaining your freaking Glock is going to be harder than maintaining your freaking 1911 is going to be just a pain in the ass if you actually want this gun to run reliably for thousands and thousands of rounds, okay? What are some pros? Pros are the single action trigger, okay? It's a super smooth freaking, that's what 1911s are known for, is that super smooth single action trigger. This one is actually really nice. Okay, you're looking at about maybe a 4-pound. Yeah, this is a really nice freaking trigger. So the triggers are nice. Because they're heavy, they do track on target really well. You can ride the safety, you know, like a gas pedal. So a lot of guys like that. And they look badass. Let's be real. These guns, they do look really cool, okay? You really can't take that away from the classic 1911 look. They are a vibe. However, I think they are antiquated, and there's going to be a lot of guys down in the comments talking about their 2011s. Listen, if you're willing to buy a $2,500 gun, you better be putting at least 2,500 rounds through that gun. Because I get it, the staccatos are great. This is more talking about 1911s and 2011s, but these staccatos out here, what I do have an issue with is a dude that can't afford to train and buy the gun. So he'll buy the gun, he'll never seek training, he'll never shoot the gun. So now he has a $2,600 gun that he's never attended a course with, he's never trained with, he's never ran drills with, so he doesn't know how he's going to perform. You can't just buy a thing to replace training, and that is the biggest issue I see is guys that buy 2011s. They don't train with the gun, so they get on the internet and they talk about how reliable their gun is and how amazing it is. That's cool. But for the common shooter, the average person, a Glock is going to be right up your alley. When I say Glock, like I said, I don't mean specifically Glock. I just mean a striker-fired semi-automatic handgun that every time you put the mag in and rack it, it goes freaking bang when you want it to. Okay, guys? So in summary, 1911s are cool. They have a place for collectors. They have a place for that barbecue thing, but it is, in my opinion, it is not the gun that I would rely on. I get it. 2 world wars. I get it. All the FUDs are going to be freaking out right now. Awesome. I'm not saying you can't carry your 1911. Do what you're going to do. This isn't to tell anybody to do anything. This is just my opinion on the age-old debate between semi-automatic striker-fired guns and 1911s. I think that they have been outclassed and outperformed in modern in 2023, and I think they deserve to. I think if you are trying to be serious about training, get a 9mm and get a gun that you can actually train with that doesn't weigh a ton. All right, guys. Anyway, this is going to be the conclusion of the video. Check out the Discord. Check out the Patreon. Let me know if you carry a 1911 and why. I want to know why. Okay, guys. Be cool with each other in the comments. Until next time, this is going to be Trenchgrenade signing out. Cheers. It's getting better. That safety is getting better.
It hasn't been used that much. It seems a little.
Damn. As I drop mags everywhere. All right. Yeah. All right. That was in a 1974. All right. So we got Alpha, miss. We're going for the head box on that shot. Alpha, Charlie.
Down there, lower left.
Charlie. Alpha. Charlie. Alpha. 2 Alpha. Okay. Oh, God. Yep. I'm all fucked up. You got it. Listen, I just don't want you to get capped in the middle of the night and you're like, well, I should have thrown away that mag. I have a mag for you, too, at home. Okay. Are you ready?
Recording. You're on.
All right. Welcome back to the Trenchgrenade channel, guys. I am your host, the talking ball of lava your mom said that you had at home. Today, we're going to be talking about... what? All right, restart from the beginning.